Game dev is hard as shit. I seriously don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I've pulled in so many people into my cause that I have no choice but to succeed. So far I've figured out 3 key steps that have strongly helped me with my game dev process, and I think that anyone could apply these steps into their own lives for their own success. So if you're a human being, follow along closely. Step 1. Fuck every fucking player. Do what you want. Let me explain. So many people message me about what they want in this game. They want this feature, they want that feature, they want this, that, fucking everything, bro. Fuck. You know what I hear when they say that stuff?
Blah, 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 bitch. Suck me.
I'm gonna do what I fucking want. Recognize as a game dev that you are a player too. These players are not game devs. They do not understand what is possible or not. So if some random fuck messages you saying,
"Can you add offline play but still be able to visit friends and make trades and do all the online stuff anyway but without Wi-Fi?"
Ignore that shit. It is not worth screaming into a mirror to cope with the pain. Move on and code. Fuck all players, they are honestly all dickheads. I'm actually getting a full revelation right now, these players have been the bane of my existence. I'm never ever talking to another player again in my life. This is where it fucking ends. Fuck all players. Step 2. Have a good relationship with the players. You might think this step counters the first one, and you're right. It is important to have a strong relationship with your player base. They're your players, of course. They keep us alive and with purpose, satisfying them with their endless needs for all space and time. I love it. Players play the game and keep the game alive based off of how much they play it. Having a good relationship includes listening to their every idea, implementing every feature requested, making sure that the players feel heard, wanted, and loved. Wanna know why I decided to make my Restaurant City inspired game? No? Fuck the players, do what you want. I didn't need a single one of you fucks watching me. I already knew many years ago that I was going to change the world. We all just happen to share a common interest. The difference is, I'm the fucking train conductor, and all of you are riding me. Believe in yourself, bet on your own abilities, everyone in the world is against you but you. I will create Restaurant Odyssey, and I don't care if there is 1 million players or 1 player. As long as I'm a player, I don't give a fuck who else is playing. If you follow these rules, I guarantee that you will be a successful game dev. Coming from a guy who hasn't released a game or tasted any indie dev success talking bullshit among bullshit. I've been following these rules to heart, and you'd be surprised to see which other game devs also follow these exact rules. And by which ones, I mean every single one of them. Him, her, him, bodies, all of them. They all follow the same motto: fuck the player. If you ask them that they say otherwise, they are lying to you. Especially Thomas Brush. I bought his course on how to be an indie dev, and the first thing I saw when I opened it up was fuck the player, do what you want. His course also included his past war crimes, government secrets, his human sacrifice list, every disgusting thing a normal human being wouldn't do. It didn't help me much with the technical side of game dev, but I am so inspired because of it. This brings me to Restaurant Odyssey. I've been coding fucking heaps, my artist has been drawing crazy, and I've been coding fucking heaps. Here's a clip of gameplay that I recorded on my phone because my computer will explode when I screen record. Also, do not make fun of me for the graphics. I'm not focused on making a pretty game right now. I'm focused on making the game work functionally. Once it's polished and works code-wise, I just slap on some fat graphics, put a shader on. Game of the century, mate. Don't worry. Here's the NPC movement and spawning. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking programmer. Here's me placing the tables, the chairs, the stoves. Yeah, don't mind the names. Here's me moving some of these items. Here's me moving around the map. Look at these dumbass NPCs with basic movement scripts. Fucking pricks. And here's what the map looks like when it's not in game. Do you know how genius it was for me to figure out how to make the isometric work on a 3D plane with 2D sprites? I'm a fucking psychopath. I sat in this chair for 8 hours looking at the ceiling with my dick out thinking of the solution for this. If I didn't put the walls underneath the map like so, the NPCs would clip the wall and break the illusion like this. You don't get how fucking long it took me to think of this, and how much longer it took me because of how many other solutions I tried and failed because they were so shit. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the code just yet, but I'll show you some GitHub commit names and a general idea of what I've done so far. Here you will see my professionalism at full display. My November 14 log of this year. I'm not really the best at naming things and even worse at deciphering what they actually do, but I'll do my best at describing what was done. Apparently I set up UI ploys that don't work. Scroll erect. What? I also recolored everything to pink and tested a bunch of shit. Seems here I fucked around with a bunch of bullshit to test how this fucking door works and it's fucking me over like a drunk pig begging for life. So I could assume that... Oh, I don't even fucking know. And lastly, at the end of the day, seems like I don't know. I fucked around with the walls and doors, it seems. And I'm just clueless. Like, what the fuck? Game of the century. I know this seems kind of insane, but I remember some advice that I learned from this other game dev. I forgot his name, but he said that Undertale had some of the worst code he had ever seen in his life. His main example being that all dialogue that is ever used in the game is controlled by one if-else statement. For all the people that don't know shit about coding, it's like if all the electricity on Earth was controlled by 4 million yes-no buttons. You could only go through those buttons from start to finish. So when you need to turn on electricity for like Egypt, instead of going straight to the Egypt button, you start at Antarctica and check if it's Egypt. If it's not Egypt, move to Australia to check if it's Egypt. If it's not, move on to the next country. Like, why not just fucking have something directed straight to the Egypt button rather than go through all of those other yes-no country buttons constantly for each time you need to find a country? If you don't understand that, I can't be fucked explaining it anymore. Point is, Undertale is an extremely well-loved game and no one saw the code. No one cares how it's put together or if there is human trafficking involved in the game dev process. They only want to play the game. That's it. So don't you judge me on what my code looks like or what my commits say or if there are any internal issues or if there are 14 men tied up in my basement. Don't ask me any of that. Just enjoy the features you're seeing and don't look further into it because you might not like the answer. Also, here's some more game art that my artist is absolutely murdering. Enough. In all seriousness, I love the way this game is shaping out to be. Coding has been going smoothly, artist is going stupid good, backend is being set up kinda nicely. I seriously can't thank all of you enough for the amount of support you have all been giving me. I know earlier in the video it sounded kinda mean what I was saying, even though it's true. But I really mean it when I say I would have given up on this project a long time ago if no one was going for me. Please subscribe to get more updates on the game faster and better improve my well-being because that's the only thing that boosts it right now. Join Discord, Reddit, talk about Restaurant Odyssey. Please give me your suggestions and features because seriously, I can't get enough of when you guys talk about this game. It feels like we're actually a team charting untouched waters. I love every single one of you.
Look like Michael Jackson, as long as you giving me action. And Freddy gon' film the reaction. Say I'm gonna join in and suck me a fat one. Nickelodeon girls, can't live without her.
Suck me!